jumping backwards. Anyway, that's done. Another £8,000 of income. We're over 160. And the crazy thing is I forgot to sell the triticale in midwinter. And so we have 300,000 litres of triticale sitting in our silos. And it's not really a good day to sell it. That happens midwinter. So I've got 300,000 litres of crop. I could sell for income. Actually, thinking about it, I might want to do something like pay off the debt. I mean, we have no need of consumables this year. Oh, that's a lot of vehicles on the roundabout. I think that black car's going where we're going. Yeah. I mean, also the thing with the sheep conveyor, I could be using I could just sell direct from the field, but that incurs a transport cost. And if you think we're selling 300 sheep, that transport cost is about probably about £50 per sheep. We can have a look at that actually. So I need to pull the last 23 sheep from this bottom field. Then we should be looking at 250, and I think there's probably going to still be about 300 odd in the top field. Whee! Brake arm, it's good. Let's do that. And we want field sheeps 250 or more. So, move. And there is number 250, so 1, 2, 3, 250. Confirm. So yeah, if I jump over here, see if I sell a sheep. Oh, it's £100 per sheep moved. So if I was selling 300 sheep, that's £30,000 it's going to cost me. This truck only cost me 18. The truck still cost me, but it's a better deal than paying someone else to transport them. But at least paying someone else to transport them means I don't have to drive all the way to the animal dealer 10 times. So effectively that's what you're paying for. But good to know that this is actually a cost-effective way of doing this. Plus I'm moving the sheep up from the lower field, and at 12 a time that the Johnston trailer can cope with, this is actually a less frustrating way of doing it. So let's find more male sheep. There's one. My brain's freezing. getting to the point where, what is it I'm doing here? Oh yeah. Oh, that's full. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Some few more, many lots. Okay. So there's at least another full truckload. So yeah, going back to the fertilisation deal, if you get more fertiliser in a field, I believe you don't end up with the best yield. So, you know, perfect pH, perfect nitrogen should get you the best yield for the field. If you're less than perfect, either too high or too low, then your yield will likely drop. Now, I haven't done a comprehensive analysis of how that actually works. Drive fast, drive fast, drive fast, get through that gap, yes. But that's the supposition. So in actual fact, as I'm cutting my established clover fields now, the yield on them each harvest is getting better because we're approaching ideal nitrogen content for them. They were seriously over nitrogenated in the first harvest, and that's because I ploughed in an existing crop and planted, and then put down manure, put down fertilizer, just did all the bad things. So ploughing in a crop boosted the nitrogen level. Putting down nitrogen boosted the nitrogen level. Putting down fertilizer boosted the nitrogen level. And then planting the crop, it was just sitting on nitrogen-rich soil, which clover doesn't particularly like. It's kind of like sunflowers. But every time you cut the crop, the nitrogen content drops by about 60 points. So after 2 to 3 harvests, we're now getting to the point where it's getting to be the ideal level. Unfortunately, the pH has dropped because 3 harvests we've been it's been getting worse. Okay, truck is on the right. Click there. Oh, we're at the top. Move and push. Boop, 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 and the last few. So now we're down below 8,000. So we're getting to the small sheep. So I didn't look at my clover fields, did I? Clover fields are, well, that one and that one. So yes, the clover fields are ready to harvest. Oi, it's day 7 of late spring. So in theory, if I can harvest the established clover fields, I think the ones over by the farm aren't ready yet. So these 3-4 fields we planted with clover, they're not ready. Because there's a bit of delay for crops getting established. You plant them one day, they get germinated overnight. So that's one day the established crop is growing, whereas a new grass crop isn't. And then the next day they have to go from growth state 0 to growth state 1, whereas the established crop is going from growth state 1 to 2. So it looks like we are going to manage to get 3 cuts of clover in a normal year. It's just the year we plant them we'll only get 2. and they won't quite be ready at the end of fall. So those 4 fields up by our farm, they're not going to be ready at the end of fall for a third cut. But field 5, which is next to one of the sheep fields, will be. Field 25 I'm planning to plough under after the first cut this year and turn it arable. Just because. So we're going to be looking at planting another late crop there, possibly sunflowers. And since we'll be ploughing in clover, that will boost the nitrogen pretty much like planting oilseed radish does. So feeding sheep, we might get away with not feeding any of our sheep for the next day. Which will give us time to do the other things like cut the clover. And then what? So we're coming up to 11 o'clock. Beep beep. Okay, hold it till the brake comes on and... Oh, nope. Okay. It's not happy. All of a sudden it's not happy. I've parked it in just the wrong place for the collision to detect. There we go. So, male sheeps, find the male sheeps again. There's one. What was it? Nope, that was just sheep number 1000. There's one. Pick up a female sheep by accident. Another one, another one, another one. And we are full again. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 34 maybe, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 45 more. 45 more, we get 28 per truck. So it's a truck and a little bit. What I don't know. Do I want to do 2 runs? We're already at 1.2 hours, so we've already paid for an extension, second hour on the truck. So it now doesn't matter if I use it for one more or two more trips. I've already paid for it. So maybe I'll do a trip and a half load. We'll be able to figure out what our profits were from sheep this year. Kind of surprised when you look at it, we ended up with so many pallets of wool last year. And yet this year I don't expect to have, what is it, probably getting on for about 28 pallets of wool that we sold from last year. And I don't expect to have that much left over this year. I saw that car coming. And we might have a gap. Yay. Truck's not capable of maximum speed up this hill. And we are here again. That button there, and click on that. Click on that and move. $7,600. You know what I think might be also happening is, can you see it? I don't think it lists sheep on the on here, but I think what's happening is because we've sold so many sheep that we are now looking at a diminishing rate of return on them. We've overloaded the sell point, basically. And so the price is coming down. And since Seasons does a variable price of sheep, I mean, it might just be that the sheep are lighter than the first lot we sold, and as we go deeper into the flock to the higher numbers, that, yeah, they're smaller, they're lighter, they fetch less money, but we also have the potential that the price of sheep is just coming down because we've sold 300. And it's definitely more than an hour that we've been doing this. Same happens when you do it with crops as well. Oh, there's a corner. Trying to pour a drink while you're turning a corner, that's a problem. But we're stuck behind Mr. 18 mile an hour, dude. That's better. there's very little risk of anyone coming up behind us because we do tend to drive a little bit faster than they do. And try not to crash into that tree. Hold on. Alright. I mean, one of my other options is just to sell a full truckload and then we've got 13 left over or something crazy like that. We could do that in the Johnston trailer some other time. Or just keep them until next year, but then they're eating our food. Alright. So I could buy us a truck like this with all our money. Stick it in drive, press the button. Male sheep all the way down around here somewhere. Of course you have to position the cursor or it doesn't work. Okay, now we're in the right place. There's one. Ay, ay, ay. Transfer a few metals in there, did I? Nope. It's good. 2 more there. But see, these are 256 each because their values dropped, or their size is so much lower than the ones we were selling early on. I suppose the way to figure it out is actually look at the adults. And there we go. So we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, probably about half. Let's confirm that. I'm going to stop down here and we'll do another check on how much income we can get from an adult sheep. These are 411, so yeah, the value of the sheep is coming down as we sell more. But there's no real stop in that. How much were they worth when we started this? See, the price was up. See, I don't know how to... Well, that's... I don't know what 1,000 litres of sheep is. How much does 1,000 litres of sheep weigh? Is it half a pound? Potentially, if I stop selling them now, return the truck, and then maybe take some to the rest in the Johnston trailer tomorrow, we might get more for those tomorrow than we got for the ones we did, the last of the ones we did today. So, I might do that. It's not like there's a big amount of work on this farm. We've got to plant the sunflowers, we've got to harvest the clover. At least get our first cut done. But then after that, it's sort of, well, what else is there? Nothing till the barley ripens. I'm sure if we went up to look at our barley fields, they'd all be nice and yellow and not quite ready to harvest yet. In fact, with our bank balance where it's at the moment, I could actually afford to buy one of these trucks, but unfortunately I'm still borrowing money, so not something I would do right now. Press that into there, turn it into drive, and this side. There we go, 7,600, confirm. I suppose the thing with selling them all in from the field is you get the best price for every single one of them. Although you're paying $100 for transport, and when they're only worth 250, 270, that's 40% of your income on shipping. Cows less of an issue because they're heavier, they're worth more per cow. Okay, I'll drive this in here and I think we will return it. Workshop tabber allows that to happen without having to move out of the slot. So we now have a bank balance of 183,000 for a couple of minutes. So sold animals, we made 76,000, not a bad estimate. Again, I don't know the count, how many. We made 90,000 from wool, so 165,000 from sheep for the year. I'm reasonably happy with that, but we still have loan to repay, so we'll do that. And gone. Actually, we will do a save right now before I make a mess of things. So, that field there, clover, that field there, clover. We could cut the clover. And then, or at least get ready to. I'm probably not going to cut it today just because it's getting kind of late. I have to go to the hospital to visit Mrs. Osa, so that's going to be a thing.